Felipe, let's start with you. Here we are again. And once again, we know that this is a swan song. You mean it this time?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's my second retired race in Brazil. So, but this time is the last one for sure in Formula One. So definitely really looking forward for another amazing feeling to race at home, and really hope we can have a nice race and a nice result to finish well.
Lance, turning to you, in the points at 4 of the last 6 Grand Prix and now up into the top 10 of the drivers' standings. You will have a new teammate next season. What profile are you looking for? Someone young, someone experienced, or should the team take a gamble?
I mean, I was hoping for Hamilton, but he's not really available these days. So. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's completely up to the team. Like I said, my job's to drive my car, and they'll take care of the rest.
Okay, thanks for that. Marcus, coming to you. You've outqualified your teammate at the last 3 Grand Prix, but yet to get that breakthrough point. This race worked out pretty well for Sauber last year. So have you targeted this weekend for the result?
Yeah, I mean, we always go into a weekend aiming to try and score points, like we've shown the last 2 weekends. If we get everything right on the car side, we can still take the fight with some of the midfield cars. So that's what we need to do again this weekend. And then we see here in Brazil anything can happen with the weather, and it's a fun track to drive both in dry and the wet. And I wouldn't mind a bit of mixed conditions during the weekend, so I think that would spice things up.
Question for Felipe. What's your view on the future of Brazilian Formula One racing?
I think it's a very important event for São Paulo. It's a very important event for Brazil, Formula One. And, for me it's very difficult to answer, but I really hope Brazil stays for a very long time with Formula One.
Felipe, this will be your last GP at Brazil as an F1 driver. What is your best memory here in this track?
Definitely the victory here in 2006, it was like a dream come true that I will never forget. It was definitely the most incredible day that I had in my career, winning the home Grand Prix for the first time in 2006.
You were very close to being a world champion at one point. You come from a country with great tradition. How do you rate your career?
I am very proud of my career. I'm very proud for what I achieved, for what I did. And also, really, the most important thing is that people respect me. I'm really finished with my head up, and I think that's the most important thing.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck in the Brazilian Grand Prix this weekend. And coming up very shortly in part 2, we'll have Brendan Hartley of Toro Rosso, Esteban Ocon from Force India, and Kimi Räikkönen of Ferrari. Brendan, let's start with you. Congratulations, World Endurance Champion, once again for the second time with Porsche. It sounds like you're set for a full season of Formula One next year. Now you know a bit more about it. Will your experience of working with a major motor manufacturer like Porsche, do you think it will help Honda in developing with Toro Rosso, taking that whole relationship forward?
I think the good thing for me is I've been involved in the past also with other Formula One teams and development and the project at Porsche. I was very heavily involved in the development on every level, so at least I have some experience from that point of view. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. Esteban, coming to you. Some interesting numbers about you. You've outqualified Perez at the last 4 races in a row. You're the only non-Mercedes driver to start in the top 6 for the past 4 races. So is that in line with your expectations of yourself at this stage of the season? And how do you move forward from here in 2018?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to push. I'm here to challenge Sergio. For sure, it's been a very close season with him. Fighting with really little margin, and that's what we have been doing so far this season. But arriving a second time, on the tracks where I've been driven before, with the Manor, it helps me a lot with my experience, and also finishing all the races has helped me, and I feel much more comfortable now that I've been feeling in the beginning of the season. So it's great.
There are quite some discussions about future Formula One, including a budget cap. Do you think a small team like Force India, assuming you work like you did this year, could have an extra shot on a title with such a budget cap?
I think that's a very good question. But honestly, if everyone had the same budget, I think some people would be surprised what Force India can achieve. at the moment with the budget we have, what we're achieving is amazing. You know, the level of work we are putting is a lot, but at the end, you know, the level is there and the performance is on track. So yeah, it would be nice.
Kimi, Felipe Massa is retiring. You were his teammate for quite a while. What can you say about him? How was your relationship? And do you feel like he helped you win your title 10 years ago?
He's retiring again. So let's see if it actually happens. Well, I think we'll see in the first race next year. But no, I always had a good relationship with him. I think we had a great atmosphere when we were in Ferrari together. We won two championships for the team as a teammates, and I think it was a great time. Wishing him all the best if he ends up not racing in F1 anymore, and you know, see what brings what comes in his life for the future.